How do you respond to these anxieties that actually the world is getting fragmented? You know, there are instead of there being a globalization process, in fact, there is a kind of an islanding process which is taking place, and perhaps with Brexit, that fragmentation process may go even further. How do we respond to that?
Well, I don't know if it's an islanding process, but it's an islanding sentiment. People would like to think that if they close themselves up, then life will be simpler, safer, pleasanter, and you can go back to the very good old days. Well, first of all, the very good old days were not quite so straightforwardly happy things either. I mean, if they were, we would still be there. But secondly, if you do close yourself up, you will find that you will be a lot poorer off. And if you want an iPhone, none of it is made in one country. It's made in a dozen countries around the world. If you want to buy an aeroplane, that also comes with parts from all over the world. If you want a high-quality banking service, you need to have a very big scale. So if you go back to a closed world, I think you're going to be a lot poorer off. And you will not be able to operate the way you are doing. Companies like Tata, companies like Infosys, companies like European companies or British companies, you may wish that your own market is more secure and those unfair competitors were not present. But if everybody took that attitude, then I think many of these companies would no longer exist, certainly would no longer be able to operate the way they have done around the world. And that means we're all worse off. The challenge is how to make this fundamental, basic reality clear and vivid to hundreds of millions of people whose economic well-being depends on that. And that's very difficult. You need politicians who have courage, who have eloquence, who are prepared to stand there and face the crowd and say, well, you would like me to say something different, but I have to tell you what my conscience says and my reason says is true. And it's hard to have that in many countries. I mean, you saw all kinds of arguments being deployed during the Brexit referendum. You see all sorts of spectacular statements being made in the American presidential campaign. And the same happens in European campaigns, I'm sure. In Indian politics, it's not less lively than other countries. So it's not easy, but I think that if you're going to make the system work, such leadership is necessary.